This audio program has been produced by YBM. All rights reserved. Anne of Green Gables. Chapter 4. A Year of Changes. One night, Marilla told Anne that she had talked to Miss Stacy.
Anne, Miss Stacy said you are doing well in school,
said Marilla.
She wants you to study for the exam for Queen's College in Charlottetown. If you pass the exam and study at Queen's, you can become a teacher.
Marilla, I'd love to be a teacher,
said Anne happily. So every afternoon, Anne and some of the students stayed late at school. Miss Stacy helped them prepare for the exam. Diana didn't want to go to college, so she went home early. Gilbert stayed and studied with Anne, but he didn't even look at her. Anne was surprised at how much it upset her. She knew she should forgive him, and if he asked again, she would say yes. One afternoon, Mrs. Lynde visited Marilla.
Your Anne is a big girl now,
said Mrs. Lynde.
She's taller than you.
Yes, she is,
said Marilla.
and she has grown into a nice young woman. Matthew and I are so proud of her.
And she is very beautiful.
Said Mrs. Lynde.
Those beautiful green eyes and that red-brown hair. She's a really pretty girl and makes all the other girls look so plain.
I can't imagine my life without her.
Sighed Marilla. Later, Matthew saw his sister crying in the kitchen.
What's the matter?
He asked.
I was thinking about Anne.
Said Marilla.
I'll miss her when she goes away to college.
But she can come home on the weekends?
Said Matthew. Matthew hadn't noticed how much Anne had grown. To him, Anne would always be the small girl he had brought home from the train station.
I'll miss her too,
said Matthew. Time passed quickly. Anne studied hard. In June, she took the important examination. Anne waited anxiously for the results. 3 weeks later, Diana ran into the kitchen at Green Gables carrying a newspaper.
Look, Anne.
She cried.
It's in the newspaper. You are first with Gilbert out of all the students.
Anne took the newspaper and saw her name at the top of the list. For the first time in her life, she could not speak even one word.
I knew you would do it,
said Matthew with a warm smile.
You've done well, Anne,
said Marilla. For the next 3 weeks, Anne and Marilla were very busy. Anne needed new dresses to wear to college. The evening before she left, Anne put on one of her new dresses to show Matthew and Marilla. Marilla watched the happy young face. She remembered the thin little child with her sad eyes and began to cry quietly.
Marilla, why are you crying?
Asked Anne.
Oh, I don't know why I'm crying.
Said Marilla.
I was just thinking of you when you were a little girl. Now you are going away. I will be lonely without you.
Anne put her arms around Marilla's shoulder.
Don't be sad,
Said Anne.
I may be bigger and older now, but I'll always be your little Anne. You and Matthew are my family, and Green Gables is my home. That will never change.
For the next year, Anne was busy with her school life at Queen's College. Gilbert was also at Queen's, and sometimes Anne saw him. But she didn't want to speak to him first. Gilbert never looked at her. At the end of the college year, there were examinations. Anne studied hard for them. She wanted to go to Redmond College.
I'd love to get the highest score.
She thought.
Or, if I win the Avery Prize, I can get a 4-year scholarship to Redmond College.
The Avery Prize was for the student who was best at English essay writing. Anne waited for news of the examination. Finally, the day arrived.
It's Gilbert. He has the highest score.
Shouted a boy.
He gets the gold medal.
Anne was disappointed. But then she heard someone shout,
Anne Shirley has won the Avery Prize.
All the girls came up to Anne.
We are really proud of you, Anne.
They said.